Hey guys, I thought that it is finally time to give you a defense tip video for NHL 20, but I wanted to do this one different than my past years. And the reason is as you may have known, if you've watched my channel, followed me on Twitter, any of that kind of stuff, I'm really into the NHL esports community, commentating it, following it. Most of my close friends are some of the top players in the world. And I thought that I would kind of take advantage of that and show you guys how the top players in the world play defense, because I think that more than any other prior year, this year of NHL requires you to play manual defense to kind of break away from the pack. Skill zoning, if you don't know what that is basically allowing your your AI to play defense for you, is still pretty prevalent. Not nearly as much as it was in NHL 18. I don't think it'll ever be like that ever again. But if you really want to break away from the pack and really up your game, manual defense is how you're going to do it, just simply because the CPUs will not attack the puck. They'll go after the puck carrier, but because AI penalties were toned down to 0, they just simply do not attack the puck, so it's on you to get the puck back. So I'm going to show you clips of my boy Regs, and if you don't know who Regs is, he is probably the consensus #1 player in the world currently. And excited to see how his year goes. If you don't watch him or see him, I'm going to have his link to his Twitch down below. Unfortunately, he doesn't create YouTube content, so that's why I'm going to do this video, and I'm going to show you guys how he plays, because he walked me through one night what he sees and what he thinks. And first of all, there's going to be some people who just can't do what he does. There's a reason why he's the best, and even showing you guys this, top players won't be able to use it against him just because it's perfectly sound, and what he's looking for is so fast and instinctive that some of it just can't be taught. But there are a lot of fundamentals that he does that will improve your defense more than any other person in the world could literally teach you. So that's what I want to go into today, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section down below. But let's jump into how to play defense in NHL 20. All right, so we're going to have to start with the team strategies. Obviously, that's what everyone is going to assume is the most important, but it's not, but it is a big part of it. So in NHL 20 currently, especially on PlayStation, Xbox as well, Protect Net and Collapsing is what you want to be using. Now, that doesn't mean skill zoning. Protect Net and Collapsing means that you're basically as close to your net as possible. You're not allowing your AI to kind of break out and pressure guys, chase the puck, because you're going to be doing that, and you're going to see that in the clips that I've gotten here of Regs and how he does it. So make sure that you're using Protect Net and Collapsing. That is what you should be using on PlayStation. There are a few instances in which you should change it. Mainly one would be if someone is basically only using point shots against you, you need to switch to tight point, and if they can't really adjust, that should take care of that. But that is the only instance in which you should ever change your strategies defensively. So if your defensive strategy is not working because someone is just ripping point shots against you, just change your defensive strategy to tight point, and that'll take care of it. Other than that, leave everything to Protect Net and Collapsing. It is what the vast majority of top players use because it is just the current meta in NHL 20. So the other thing that we need to discuss, and some of the other fundamentals that I want to talk about, is player switching. Now, for years, player switching in the defensive zone has kind of been a no-no, because what you're going to end up doing is pulling your defense out and kind of having a little break in their animation, so it opens up some spaces and whatnot defensively as you're making those player switches. But if you time it right, this is where it becomes super effective. Something that Regs does is basically predicts when you're going to pass the puck. So what he does is every time you pass the puck, he'll hit R2 and switch players in almost all instances. And the only instance he isn't, I'll explain that in a little bit. But for the most part, every time that you pass the puck, you want to be hit, or they pass the puck on you, you want to be hitting R2 to switch to the closest player with the puck. And the reason for that is because, again, the developers in NHL 20 have made it so that CPU players cannot take penalties. They cannot attack the puck. They can only attack the body. That's why you don't see them stick lifting or poking For the most part, there's obviously, those one-offs, but for the most part, if you want to attack the puck, that's on you. And by switching to the player closest, it's going to get you there as fast as possible. So if someone is passing the puck and you switch to the player closest as the pass is going off, you can then react before the pass even gets there. Now, obviously, there's going to be times where you can't do it as fast as them, and that's what you've got to improve at. Something that Regs is amazing at is he will literally hit R2 when he thinks you're going to pass. So instead of just looking at what's open, he's literally predicting when you're going to pass as well. And again, it's just another reason as to why he's one of the best. So I wanted to get those two fundamentals out first. So protect net and collapsing for your defensive strategies. Tight point if someone's just using point shots against you. And then the next would be hitting R2 the second a play is made, a pass is made. You want to be hitting R2 and then pressuring the puck carrier. But I'm going to get into specific instances after as to when you don't want to do that. But for the most part, that is what you want to do. All right, the first thing that we're going to go over is how to use the defensive skill stick and keep body position when defending the rush. I think a ton of people, including myself, in this instance specifically, will kind of either hold back skate or have auto back skate, which you should never have on, by the way, and kind of just try and go for a hit and time it perfectly when someone's streaking down the wing. But the problem with that is half the time on PlayStation, because hits aren't nearly as potent as years past, they'll just bump off, and you've kind of gotten a guy now out of position where your weak side defender's now got to hopefully stop a 2-on-1 kind of situation. I want to show you guys here what Regs does with the defensive skill stick to make sure that he blocks the pass and any other LT movement as well. So he's making sure here, holding out the stick, defensive skill stick, but not kind of going any further because he could still cut into the middle. So he doesn't go all the way and chase. And then he sticks with his man as he should. Player switches to the guy that he should be attacking, and then it's out of the zone. This situation here, watch how just using the defensive skill stick is making the guy turn back at the line. Both instances, he's kind of scared to go over it in fear of losing it, and just holding it out is making him completely change how he's going. And again, player switching as the pass goes off, has the incidental contact there, and again, it's just change of possession. Here's one that's super important, that when you kind of get caught chasing, that you don't lose the position that you're controlling. Regs has the bottom left defender here, and watch, as he's circling around, he doesn't have anything. The only shot he's got is in the middle there, and instead of switching out and kind of chasing and pressuring, he knows that's his only pass, so he sits there with it and plays the defensive position that he's actually got selected. Instead of chasing and moving out, that's where he should be as the left defender. So again, I want to reiterate that being aggressive can lead you to getting out of position, but watch how much he takes into account as to the position and things that this guy's got open as far as options as we rewatch this play. Okay, watch how he pressures the puck carrier in the top right here. But now look on the left side. There is literally nowhere for him to go with this puck, so he knows he can step up on him. Switches a few times, keeps putting pressure on. Then watch again at the point as the defender is on his offhand. He knows that even if he gets the pass across, it will not be a one-timer. Here is another example of denying zone entry by using the skill stick. And again, I think this is super important because denying zone entry means that you don't have to get run around, even if someone is really good at TOA. Defending them at the neutral zone or at the line is 10 times more important against players that are really good with TOA. So watch here as he comes down the wing and he doesn't commit to the hit. He holds the defensive skill stick out to block any sort of pass, and the body is staying with him so that when he spins into the middle, there's literally nowhere for him to go. So now I can show you a million clips of Regs playing good defense, but how is that going to teach you anything? Because, he's the best at it for a reason, or one of the best players at it for a reason, and most of it's instinct. But what I can show you, and what has helped my game, because he's walked me through things like this, is that so often guys will get locked in on either the guy with the puck or the initial pass. So what I mean by that is you're either looking at attacking the puck carrier, the guy with the puck, and if you're a little bit better, then your next step is, hey, I want to make sure that I'm covering all of the 1T attempts, which is super important. But what you need to get really, really good at is also looking on as to what handedness guys are. As when you're getting up there in the the upper divisions, or let's say if you're plus 2,000 in rivals specifically, you want to be looking at all potential options. So at the point, are the guys correct-handed, meaning that are they ready for a one-timer? Guys in the slot, does he have someone open for a one-timer? If he does, then that's probably where he's going to go. If he doesn't, then you can pressure, because he's either going to keep cycling around and wait for that to happen, but it's very important that you take into account all of those things. As I know myself, I was really just watching one of those two plays, meaning the guy with the puck, which is what I think the majority of players do. They try to defend the guy with the puck, and then they leave their AI to defend the pass, which is just a joke. Or you're very passive and you're just trying to block passing lanes to make sure that you don't get scored upon. I think that is, and again, the majority of the very good players, whereas the top players are looking at where are all the potential options to go with the puck, and if there isn't anything, that's when you make your move on the puck. So the last thing that I want to, give you as a takeaway, guys, as you try to implement this in your defensive strategy as far as defending the rush or defending the zone, is that when you're trying to learn how to skill stick, make sure you're not swinging it back and forth, as you saw in that clip right there. He's just making sure that it stays within the passing lane. You're using it as almost a tool to kind of get them to freeze up, because they have to look down at that guy defending it with the skill stick to make sure they don't lose it, and then make a pass or a move. And because you've allowed that little, that hesitation, you're going to have all the time in the world to try and make up for, the rush that you've given up. So again, guys, it is going to take a lot of practice. It's a reason why he's the best at it, or, one of the best defenders in the world at this game. And also, just need to mention, the guy that he's playing in these clips is Geimer, who's one of the up-and-coming, esports players of NHL 20. So it's not like he's just playing some random game. This is a Hut Champs game from a few weeks ago. And I want to thank him for allowing me to kind of break down his video and whatnot. Let me know in the comments section if you have any questions, or if you think I should do it with other esports players. I can try and show you. I know that there's some things that, Nuke, for example, is easily the best in the world at the defensive skill stick, among other players that are very, very good. Grand manual goalie, things like that. If you want to see stuff like that, I thought I'd go this route over showing you my gameplay and tips like that, because I can teach you to become a very good player, but I want to teach players to become the best they can possibly be. And there's no better way to do that than showing you clips and highlights and, tips from the best players possible, and trying to use my, method of coaching you guys, or showing it that maybe they can't do on their own. So, again, guys, thank you for watching. I'm NoSleeves12. That is Regs. By the way, Twitch channel down in the description. Please give him a follow, and be sure to watch him as he goes throughout the esports season. If you have any questions, hit me up on the comments section or on Twitter at NoSleevesGaming. I'll be sure to answer. And let me know what you think of this video. If you think I should go more in depth, maybe have a discussion with him as well, breaking down gameplay, or try and see if I can't get other players as well and do this for offense and defense. But again, guys, thank you for watching. I'm NoSleeves12. Have a good one.